Now, in some breaking news, there was no representative of the Delhi government who showed up at the crucial National Green Tribunal hearing over the reintroduction of the odd-even rule at a time when residents in Delhi and NCR regions are choking each and every day with the air quality worsening. Now, the NGT didn't waste the opportunity to take a jibe at the Delhi government, saying that was the objection against, all the riders and exemptions that were raised by the National Tribunal just to make headlines in the media, asking just why there was nobody to represent the Delhi government at this crucial hearing. Anusha Soni joins us for more on this. The absence of the Delhi government's representative at this crucial hearing only indicates lack of political will. Then why the hullabaloo to reintroduce odd and even as one of the ways to try and tackle the worsening air quality in the national capital region?
So, Avantika, the way it goes is that in the morning at 10:30 a.m., before the principal bench of Swatantra Kumar, if there are fresh appeals or there are urgent listings that need to be done, they are mentioned orally before the court. So during that process, there was no government counsel from the Delhi government. What needs to be seen is whether later in the day there is any sort of filing that happens from the Delhi government. Also, one of the options before Delhi government is also to approach the Supreme Court in this matter, because appeals from the NGT directly lie at the Supreme Court of India. Secondly, and most importantly, there is another petition which is coming up in the Supreme Court on the Delhi air pollution. We have seen the High Court also observe a few things. So clearly, as the menace grows in the national capital, there are multiple judicial forums which are picking up this issue. In this entire verbal war, what needs to be seen towards the end of this day is what are the solutions that lie ahead, and Delhi government, other than the lip service, does it actually go ahead and make sure that the implementation of odd even is done in an aggressive manner?
Absolutely. But it's shocking, isn't it, Anusha, that things have come down to this. We are getting to see this tussle over exemption that also, reflects and highlights the challenges for the Delhi government if there are no exemptions while reintroducing odd and even in Delhi.
Avantika, to be fair to the Delhi government here, whether to give women or anyone else the exemption is clearly the domain of the executive. And that is what also the legal experts are also saying. NGT has made these verbal observations and said that the Delhi government should not do something like that. Delhi government has all the rights to move against these observations or any order in effect. At the same time, they can also approach the Supreme Court. So there is a bit of overreach, as the legal experts are pointing out, also from the NGT in this matter. And the Delhi government will just have to make sure that there's an aggressive legal strategy here, because the pollution levels continue to be alarming.
No, but Anusha, there's also, the information about and scientific data to prove how two-wheelers are major contributors to air pollution. And the criticism and the opposition now to the Aam Aadmi Party is that they're being populist while exempting two-wheelers so as to satisfy their vote bank. And they're saying that they do not want to compromise on women's safety and security. Then why not, think of other issues as to how women can travel during an odd-even plan in Delhi? So,
Avantika, what I can bring forward to you and the viewers is the fact that the EPCA, the Environment Pollution Control Authority, which is one of the authorities which was directly appointed by the Supreme Court, had also said that yes, two-wheelers cause a lot of pollution, but the way public transport system is in Delhi right now, you cannot, go ahead and ban the two-wheelers, because two-wheelers continue to be the major source for people to commute, especially from the lower income strata. So that is a major concern. Even the nodal authorities have identified that you cannot go ahead and ban the two-wheelers in the NCR region because the public transport system is not equipped enough.
Absolutely. So that's what happened. There was no representative from the Aam Aadmi Party. The government today was supposed to request the Green Tribunal to consider exceptions to the odd-even rule. We're just going to take our viewers through a few graphics. What really was the National Green Tribunal's order? According to the NGT, they wanted to implement the odd-even when the PM levels reached 500, and the NGT wanted no exception for two-wheeler owners, no exception for women or officials. Now, that's when the Delhi government intervened, and that's when they decided to roll back the odd-even scheme. because according to the Arvind Kejriwal government, their objection was that 3,500 more buses will be needed for NGT's odd even plan. 30 lakh more commuters will be burdened. In fact, the public transport is also going to be burdened as a result of those exemptions to two-wheelers. Women's safety for the Delhi government is not going to be compromised, but now the Aam Aadmi Party being accused of being populist and exempting two-wheelers to protect its vote bank. So that is the NGT versus the Aam Aadmi Party. But surprisingly, there was no representative from the Delhi government to put the case forward in today's crucial hearing at the National Green Tribunal. And all of this is happening when a thick blanket of toxic smog continues to engulf Delhi and the NCR regions. Well, there was a brief relief. The pollution levels have spiked yet again, with air quality remaining hazardous and poisonous for inhalation, even for a healthy person, especially for young children. Now, the particulate matter count remains alarming high, and despite the fact that several measures have been put in place to curb pollution, whether there's a ban on construction or even hiking fees, parking fees, the visibility seems to have improved, but the poisonous content in the air remains. Now, the Delhi government and the NGT's continuing tussle over odd even is further taking a toll on the national capital's environment.
The pollution is a lot, ठीक है? तो उससे क्या है कि आप जब ब्रीथ करोगे आपको बहुत सारी डिजीज हो सकती है डेफिनेटली. So that's the reason we are wearing the mask. अभी स्कूल आना ज़रूरी है, इसलिए जब अभी बता रहे हैं बहुत पोल्यूशन है, इस वजह से अभी मास्क लगा के रखा है और जब तक रहेगा तब तक लगाना पड़ेगा.
Okay, let me go straight across now to India Today's correspondents Shalini Lobo and Ilma Hassan, who joined us. Shalini, there was a brief letter, but the pollution levels have once again spiked. How's it looking behind you? And, what sort of reactions have you been getting from residents, especially from parents of young children?
Well, Avantika, right now we are at Vijay Chowk, and if I can just show you this thick blanket that is masking the two buildings here, North Block and South Block, which is usually, it's very clear, but today you can see this haze here. Now, this is the air we are breathing in, and today the Delhi government, right now the AQI of where I'm standing is 490, and today the Delhi government has reopened schools in the national capital, and you have many children, many wearing masks, many of them without the mask, going into these schools, sitting there for 6 to 7 hours, and then coming out in the pollution. In the morning, it's a little bit settled in the air. You don't see this much of a haze, but now as the day goes by, when traffic starts moving, the haze just keeps getting thicker. I've been reporting since 6 in the morning, and my eyes are burning now, my throat is burning, my nostrils are burning, and I'm thinking of those little children whose lungs are just developing, and they are having such a tough time. And this is what their parents also have to tell us, that an odd even or banning construction for a few days is a short-term measure. Taken a long-term measure, put all the citizens together, put the governments, the state governments, the centre together, and tell us what is it that we need to do. Find people to do things, put hard and fast rules in place. If you have to put forward a heavy fine, so be it, but save us from breathing in this toxic air. This is what the people of Delhi have to say, Avantika.
Absolutely. And Ilma, people are complaining of burning sensation in their eyes, heaviness and breathing. And this is no exaggeration. This is very much a reality which only reflects, the severity of the alarming pollution levels. And yet we have our lawmakers, the Delhi government, the NGT, all squabbling in this, power tussle and just not doing enough to tackle the situation, the mess that the city finds itself in.
You're absolutely right, Avantika. I'm outside the National Green Tribunal right now, and it was an interesting development that happened in court with the NGT sort of reprimanding the Delhi government, saying that, they've been telling the media that they will be approaching the NGT to sort of review the odd-even plan at 10:30. So why isn't anyone from the government here? Is there a representative? And there was absolute silence in the court, following which, the NGT was like, is this just a media stunt? But you have Manish Sisodia addressing the press later in the day at about 1 p.m. Hopefully, they will be speaking about why a review application to the NGT hasn't been filed yet. Will they be filing one? Will odd even happen at all or not? you know, at the end of the day, Avantika, what we've been seeing is a tussle between the Delhi government, with Kejriwal writing to, you know, the neighboring states as well, writing to the center having another comment. And, you know, as Anusha said earlier as well, experts saying that the NGT is overreaching a little bit. In the midst of all this, you know, it's you and I, it's the Delhiites who end up suffering, because it's been a couple of days now since the pollution levels have been at alarming levels. You've had the Indian Medical Association also say that this is an emergency-like situation.
Absolutely.
And what is being done really, apart from construction being stopped and a school being shut down for primary school kids for 2 days, there's been nothing done apart from any of these steps. Last year at least construction was shut down much earlier, school was shut for everyone. This time even that isn't happening. It's about 500 to 600 on average the pollution level is right now. You know, this is an emergency situation way above the hazardous level, but you still have kids going to school, kids going to colleges as well, with no action being taken. Several points of contention remain between the NGT and the Delhi government in terms of exemption and in terms of a hike in the parking tickets, price of the parking tickets.
Absolutely.
Will all of those issues be resolved? If odd even is implemented, will it be effective in reducing the pollution levels? You know, those are questions that still need to be answered.
True. What have things come to? I mean, our correspondents are reporting with masks on. Our children are going to school with masks on. Combating Delhi's toxic air really requires strong political will and some very, very strong decisions as well. We'll have to leave it at that. Shalini and Ilma, thank you so much for joining us. Politics over the smog crisis still continues. Haryana Chief Minister has responded to the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal over crop burning. In a written letter, the Haryana Chief Minister has said that Arvind Kejriwal's remarks saying Punjab and Haryana farmers are not being helped by the state government in his ability to rise above electoral interests. He has also questioned the Delhi Chief Minister about what action has the Delhi government taken to keep farmers from burning stubble in Delhi. As he mounted another attack, the Chief Minister further stated that he is open to meeting with the Delhi Chief Ministers to speak on the current crisis. Ashutosh joins us for more on this. So the Chief Minister of Haryana saying that he's willing to have this, talk with the Delhi Chief Minister. But can we imagine a scenario having all the three Chief Ministers, sitting down together, trying to come to some sort of a long-term solution to the crisis that the residents of Delhi presently is facing? Because this requires some very bold decisions. Ashutosh, can you hear me?
Avantika, can you repeat your question, please?
No, I was saying that we were just talking about the Chief Minister of Haryana writing to the Delhi Chief Minister, questioning him about, what steps has he taken. But can one expect a situation where all of the Chief Ministers can put politics aside and for once sit down and resolve the crisis that residents in Delhi are facing?
Well, Avantika, considering this gravity of the air pollution, not only in the Delhi, not only in the national capital, but across the NCR or probably across northern India, what we are expecting that all these chief ministers of these affected states to sit together on a table and resolve the crisis. But this seems not being implemented. Rather, the chief minister, the elected leaders are busy in combating against each other. First, one effort that was made by the Delhi's Chief Minister writing a letter to Punjab and Haryana that let's sit across the table and try to resolve the issue, because remember, even the Chief Minister, he blamed the stubble burning in the neighboring states. Now, first it was Captain Amrinder Singh who responded to Arvind Kejriwal on social media openly saying that he really cannot do much. And now this is Haryana's Chief Minister. And very interestingly, that exclusive letter that has been accessed by India Today, where the Chief Minister of Haryana, Manohar Lal Khattar, says that neither any individual nor any institution or any government can really make this air better or can really do much. But subsequently escalating attack on the AAP government, he said that what have you done in the national capital, where the 40,000 hectares of land where the farmers are burning stubbles. At the same time, he's also going ahead and questioning Punjab that they have not spent even a single penny on the reducing the stubble, also claiming the 39 crore rupees has been spent by Haryana government, and that is substantially being seen in the satellite data where the stubble burning and fire incident have reduced little better than earlier and comparatively 2014. So he's comparing all those data. But very interestingly, Avantika, I would like to tell you that in the letter, the Chief Minister of Haryana has responded to the to Arvind Kejriwal saying that he will be there in the national capital on 13th and 14th.
Okay.
But what Chief Minister of Delhi office is saying that despite this letter that received by the CM office, they have made several efforts, telephonic calls to take an appointment. That has not been approved yet by the Haryana CM. So completely, we are not going to see sooner any talk between these chief ministers. Rather, it will be a political attack, and we, the people, are here to force and suffer in this smoke.
Oh, absolutely. With the air quality now reaching alarming proportions and each one of us, you and me, suffering, one would have expected some consensus building, a unified plan, scientific thinking to resolve this issue. But all that one has been witness to is the usual blame game and finger pointing. Ashutosh, we'll leave it at that. Thanks so much. It's really become a routine now for people living in Delhi to wake up to a thick, blanket of smog and just not being able to see through their windows. The national capital's sunrise has also turned into a toxic grey hue. Here is a report sent in by India Today's Shalini Lobo.
Rise and shine Delhi, but not a good morning, as the air we're breathing in right now stands at 296. This is the closest meter to Akshardham Mandir. Now it's 6:30 in the morning and you can see people driving with their lights on. However, it's much better than the last few days. Today visibility is restored. However, a thick smog still engulfs the national capital. Now what we at India Today are going to do is we are going to show you Delhi today in the morning, how it looks, how much is the smog affecting the people of Delhi, and what you and I can do to curb this problem.
Life starts in the national capital early in the morning. People off to work, cars and scooters on the roads, the metros up and running. Amidst the hustle and bustle of city life, people take out some time to focus on themselves, whether it's jogging, yoga or workout. But due to the thick smog in the past couple of days, people have been finding it difficult to exercise.
I'm a regular morning walker and I do exercise, but for the last 3 days I had stopped going early in the morning. The main cause is, which is coming from our neighboring states. So that should certainly be curbed.
थोड़ा सा आंखों में जलन है, गले में खराश है. Chasing technology has made us forget Mother Nature, but today I'm in Lodi Garden and I must tell you the air quality in monitor apps help us a lot. 290. That's something we have to think about. In a place where there are so many trees, where it's so green, and where people come every day to exercise.
Opposite this park is the Mausam Bhavan in Lodhi Road, where a big monitor stands which usually displays the air quality index. But since the national capital has been engulfed by smog, the air quality index readings are not being displayed.
We're outside the Mausam Bhavan and here there's a big board which usually tells us the air quality index of the national capital. But unfortunately for the past 3-4 days this board hasn't been working, especially when the situation in Delhi is so bad, is so severe, where air quality index is almost crossing 500 everywhere. This board does not work.
We headed off to another AQI monitor at Safdarjung. Even that one was found dysfunctional.
Now the national capital has a couple of these boards that monitor the air quality index. And that's one right next to me. Now this is the second board. The first one was Mausam Bhavan. This is Safdarjung, where you see that these boards don't work when the air quality index is at such alarming levels. I have this app downloaded on my phone which shows that the air quality index here stands at 321, which is hazardous to health.
Delhi is a tourist hub and this time around even the tourists have been affected.
In this PM 2.5 there is also ultra fine particles which then go into your bloodstream, into your liver, into your kidney, into your brain. So it has a serious impact. Start using a mask. But with this pollution we have to use an N99 So it is pretty bad.
It is 8 a.m. in the morning and there's a slight haze in the air. Visibility is much better than what it was over the past 2-3 days. Delhiites have been telling me that they have slight relief from the thick smog they were breathing in. Now the air quality index levels are still skyrocketing high, which leaves you and me to think about what is it that we can do to save ourselves than just wearing a mask. With video journalist Sunil Kumar, this is Shalini Lobo in Delhi for India Today.
Well, the high pollution levels has already triggered a public health emergency in the national capital, and yet there has been no decision taken as to how to curb the pollution levels. An absolutely sorry state of affairs.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.